Hi beautiful people, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Rori Mabogoane, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. It's great to have you in my little corner of YouTube where we speak all things adulting, faith, career development, personal development, lifestyle, the works. Everything that is relevant for us to navigate our young adult lives. Before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe button. That red button must turn gray. Give this video a massive thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below what you enjoyed about today's video and what other videos you'd like to see. Share this with anybody and everybody who you think might need it. And last but not least, hit those notification bells so that you do not miss another video. So without wasting any more time, let us get straight into today's video. So we're back again with another sit down. It has been a really long time, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I've really been struggling to make content, and that's why I haven't been consistent. That's why I've been disappearing for weeks here and there, because I've genuinely just been struggling to create content. Yeah, I guess it's a mindset thing, a headspace thing, and currently where I'm at in my life, and some of the things that I'm going through in my life. But nonetheless, we're here because I'm here to serve you guys, and this is a video that I've been putting off for a really long time, which I thought was very relevant, especially in the season that I'm in, to share with you guys some of the lessons that I am learning while I am navigating my 20s. I'm kind of at the midpoint at the moment, you know, because I'm turning 26 later on this year, and I've learned quite a lot in this very short space of time, but also I've not just learned from my experiences, but I'm so grateful to have my older siblings who kind of hold my hand throughout the journey. So some of these lessons aren't necessarily from me, but also from my older sisters who walk this journey with me, who are basically my best friends in this thing called life, because yeah, I learn a lot from them. And there's a 5-year gap, so I learn, listen, they've already gone through everything that I'm still going through and will go through as I navigate the rest of my 20s. So without making this intro any longer, let us get into the first lesson. The first and most important thing that you guys need to know, or that I have learned while navigating my 20s, is to put God first in everything that you do. Really, so much has happened. I think, listen, I've lost people, I've been diagnosed with scoliosis. There's so much that has changed within my personal life and my professional life, and I realized that it is by the grace of God that I am still standing. And had I not made my relationship with God a priority, not just something that I do because I grew up doing it, but had I not made my relationship with God a priority, I would not be standing right now. I would probably be 6 feet under, I'm not gonna lie. So it is by the grace of God, and that is because I put Him first in everything that I do, whether it's my personal life, my professional life, my friendship life, my whatever it is. Every aspect of my life is drenched in God and in His presence, because I invite Him into each and every aspect of my life. I can't do it without Him. I'll never be able to do it without Him. And even if I didn't acknowledge it in the past, I've never been able to do anything without Him. The spaces that I've walked into, the opportunities, the doors that have opened, how I'm able to remain sane and look strong and be strong, is because I draw all of that from God, not from myself. I can't do it without Him. So number one, put God in everything that you do. Prioritize Him and your relationship with Him in everything that you do. And don't think that I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s. If you're watching this and you're even in your 40s, that it's too late for you to start a relationship with God. If you have not started a relationship with God, or if you've known Him but not really known Him, it's not too late. You can start today by picking up that Bible, meditating on His word, saying those prayers, speaking to Him as a heavenly Father, and cultivating that relationship with Him, because it is important and it will help you go through not just the storms of life, but also those mountaintops that you're reaching. It will help you remain humble in those seasons of success and victory, and it will help you, know what the next step is, or the next direction that you need to take is, because He is your compass in this thing called life. The second thing I'm learning, which is one that I really struggle with, or struggled with for the longest time, is that you can't please everyone. And as a recovering people pleaser, this is a difficult one to swallow. But you can't please everyone. Whether you've done something good or something bad, people will always have something to say. That is the first subset of this point. People will always have something to say. People will always have something to say. It's that on that. And unfortunately, you can't control what people say. You can't control what people think about you and so forth. But the second thing, like I said, I'm a recovering people pleaser. You need to also learn to say no. It's difficult. It's difficult to set those boundaries, to say, friend, I love you, but you can't do this. I don't like it. How you spoke to me like that, or yes, I used to be able to do this for you, but right now I don't have the capacity to, and it's okay. You know what I mean? You need to be able to say no. You need to be able to say no to your parents that, Mama, Papa, you did this and I didn't like it, and if you don't know how to say it with your words, like myself, who struggles to communicate, then write it down. But you can't please everyone. You can't go around letting people believe that you're fine with everything that they're doing to you or wanting you to do for them and so forth. You end up being the one that is miserable. You end up being the one that builds resentment towards these people. You end up being the one who is unhappy because you find yourself doing things, saying things, serving people in a way that you just aren't comfortable with anymore, or you haven't been comfortable with at all, because we are evolving, we are growing, we are, maturing into different beings as we navigate our 20s and throughout our lives. And certain things that you used to enjoy doing, you simply might not be able to enjoy anymore. Certain things that you used to tolerate and allow in your life and in your circles, you simply might not even be able to stomach them anymore. And because of that, you simply just need to be able to set those boundaries and say no, regardless of who it is. Obviously, you say it respectfully. Obviously, you say it, or you ask God for the correct words to say some of the things that you want to say, but literally say it. Say no. Say, I can't do it. Or if you want me to do this, that means I'm deprioritizing this. As such, pick a struggle. You know what I mean? If you want me to prioritize helping you prepare for an interview as opposed to completing something that I need to do at work, priorities. You know what I mean? I think the one thing that I didn't actually mention here with the people pleasing is also let people know that things need to be said in advance. Like, people can't spring something on you now for tomorrow. Lives are busy. And if you simply can't do it, you can't do it. There's no time. We're working, some people are studying, some people are running businesses and side hustles and so forth on the side. And sometimes now those things have to struggle because they're so used to jumping when somebody says, friend, I need this, sis, I need this. And now the rest of their aspects of their lives are struggling because you either didn't respect boundaries or you didn't tell them things on time. And that's unfair. It really is unfair. So you can't please everyone. The third lesson that I am learning, I struggled with this one for so long, especially since I'm a really shy and reserved person. You can ask my family, I'm really to myself, and so this one was a big one for me, and I think that's why my parents and my family were quite shocked when I started my YouTube channel, because this is very out of my comfort zone. Sitting here and speaking to thousands, 10,000s of people is really out of my comfort zone. But essentially what I want to say, and the lesson that I've learned here, is that the fear of looking stupid or the fear of looking dumb is stopping you from reaching your full potential. I say that because picking up a camera and recording something, it looks really weird. It's worse when you're vlogging. You see here, I'm in my room, I'm by myself, it's easier. But when you're vlogging or whatever, and you're sharing your life with people and you're teaching them certain lessons about how you're navigating your life and so forth, and the things that you do in your day-to-day and all of that, if you're scared to put up that little tripod and record yourself pushing a trolley in the middle of Woolies, or record yourself doing bench presses in the gym or whatever, when these are things that are valuable for your audience, you're stopping yourself from reaching your full potential. I know that my purpose in life is to help people and to serve people, and God has given me the gift of speaking. And even as someone shy, I know that I need to make sure that I make myself look stupid in order for me to serve you guys and impact you guys and teach you guys things that I'm learning, teach you guys things that I've learned, not just from my experiences, but like I said, from other people's experiences as well. And that stuff looks dumb. Setting up a tripod in the middle of a restaurant looks really stupid. It looks so dumb, but it is stopping you. You succumbing to that fear is stopping you from reaching your full potential. If there are certain spaces that you want to tap into, content creation, influencing and so forth, and you just are too scared to actually start, to actually stand there and get dressed with people and, read a book in front of people when it looks really, really odd, it's stopping you from reaching your full potential. It's stopping you from reaching your dreams or wherever you see your life going. So the fear of looking stupid is stopping you from reaching your full potential. The fourth lesson that I want to share with you, and this is one that I've learned quite recently in some of the friendships that I've been kind of navigating, letting go of, and cultivating and nurturing, is that people who genuinely love you will take your opinions to heart. Even if they don't agree with those opinions, they will respect those opinions because they love you. I'm not going to belabor this one, but simply if you find yourself in a position where people do not respect your opinions and bash your opinions, when we all have the freedom of expression and we all have the freedom to have our own opinions, then you might need to reevaluate the people that you are conversing with, the people that you're engaging with, because if they genuinely love you, they will understand and respect your opinions. If they are incorrect, they will lovingly tell you, hey friend, you said this, I don't think it's correct, and I don't think it's correct because of A, B, and C, but they'll say it in a loving way, not to bash you or anything. So people who genuinely love you will take your opinions, your considerations, your thoughts to heart, always. The second you feel like you're not being heard, I'm not going to finish that sentence. The fifth lesson, which I think is actually one of the most important lessons in this video. Just because someone else's experience didn't go well, doesn't mean yours won't go well. I mean that in the sense of any aspect of your life. If somebody took 7 years to finish school and you're about to get into your schooling journey, that doesn't mean you're going to take 7 years. If somebody got married and got divorced, doesn't mean you need to now hold back because of their experience. Go and experience it for yourself. I always say that to people, especially when people come and ask me, how did my consulting journey go? And yes, don't get me wrong, my consulting journey went very well, and I absolutely loved my time in consulting. But when they come and they're like, yeah, but I see you left, and you left because you felt like A, B, and C and whatever, and I'm like, yeah, but that was my experience. When I go and experience it yourself. You know what I mean? Because I don't want at the end of the day to say I stopped myself from doing something or from experiencing something or from navigating a certain season of my life because somebody else who went before me didn't have the greatest experience. So just because it didn't go well for someone else doesn't mean it's not going to go well for you. Go and see it for yourself. Go and experience it for yourself. Don't judge what could potentially come out of a potentially very successful experiment, season, adventure for you simply because it didn't go well for someone else. We don't all have the same destinies. We don't all have the same journeys. Our stories are all different. God has authored different stories for all of us. And because of that, you can't base what you're going to go through based off of whatever somebody else went through. Whether that is romantic, whether it's professional, whether it's friendship-wise, whether it is side hustle or business-wise, just because you saw a business fail in front of your eyes many times doesn't mean that you need to now stop yourself from starting your dream business because somebody else's experience didn't go well. I think this is one thing that if you don't take anything from this video, take this one, that just because somebody else's experience didn't go well doesn't mean yours won't go well. The sixth lesson that I want to share with you guys is one that I'm actually still going through, and where I have seasons where I'm really good sometimes and then really bad sometimes. But managing your finances is not as easy as people put it out to be. And I think I learned this while reading Mapalo's book. I continue to reference this book all the time. You're not broke, you're pre-rich. It all starts with the relationship that you have with money, right? And it's more than just drawing up a budget, but it really starts in your mind. And the one thing that I do now, or that I've done now, is actually spoken to a sister who is in my circle, a friend of mine, and said, listen, friend, these are the areas I'm struggling with from a financial point of view. I'm not saying breathe down my neck when you see me swipe my card, but I'm just letting you know so that you're somewhat an accountability partner in that area of my life, because managing finances it's harder than you think, especially in Cyril's economy. Guys, I was saying this to someone yesterday that I don't know why everything is expensive when it's our turn to be adults. Like, our parents were raising families on salaries that are less than ours. Do you guys understand? Our parents were getting married with salaries less than ours. Why is everything expensive when it's our turn to be adults? I don't think it's fair. But nonetheless, because of that, it means you need to be more intentional about managing your finances. And one day I will bring someone in. I'm not going to tell you who it is because I haven't asked her, and she's probably going to say no, and I'm going to have to convince her 5 million times how she's done it. But she is spectacular when it comes to managing her finances, and I look up to her so much. And I don't think she realizes how many lessons she's taught me indirectly throughout life. But when it comes to managing finances, you really need to, number one, have that role model. Number two, have someone to keep you accountable. But number three, know that your relationship with money needs to be fixed first, and only then will you see your financial journey thrive. The seventh lesson that I've learned that I want to share with you guys, and it's one that really I was beating myself up for it a lot within the past few months, but you can't achieve everything at once. You can't have the house, the great career, the overnight, all of them. Life is about progression. You know, you get this thing, you reach this milestone, you reach the next one, you reach the next one, you reach the next one. You can't just wake up and everything will be, you know, for some people, yes, they get lucky, and, you know, praise God for that. But I think sometimes we put ourselves under so much pressure because we see people getting everything at once. They're getting the promotion, then they're getting their Mercedes Benz, then they're getting that 6-7 bedroom house in a good neighborhood, then they're getting married, then and it seems like it's all at once, and you put pressure on yourself because you're like, okay, why am I not achieving all of these things? So you can't achieve everything at once, or if you can, I'm happy for you. But I think the biggest thing is stop putting pressure on yourself because you're not achieving everything at once, because it is not realistic. It is not realistic to get everything. Rather, focus on the milestones. I'm going to paraphrase this quote, but there's a quote that says, if you want to reach the top of a staircase, you need to start by taking the first step, right? And that's the first milestone. Then you take the second step, then you take the second one, and then you will eventually reach the top of that staircase, having reached all these milestones. But stop putting pressure on yourself to jump from step one all the way to the top when it's simply just not realistic. And like I said, yes, there are one-hit wonders for some people, but for a lot of people, normal people like myself, like yourself, it's simply you need to just endure stepping on each step one after the other to get to the top of that staircase. The eighth thing that I want to share, or the eighth thing, I'm going to stop counting now because I don't know how. The eighth thing that I want to share is that you need to have a teachable spirit. Your growth and development in every aspect of your life, whether it is being a daughter, a sibling, a girlfriend, a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, a professional in your workplace, whatever, content creator. I'm still learning, and I still learn from a lot of creators that I look up to. But you need to have a teachable spirit. You cannot grow and develop the way you want to and reach or tap into that uncapped potential if you do not have a teachable spirit. Because if you are that I know everything, you're gonna stay with that I know everything, and that little bit of knowledge that you have is all you're gonna thrive with, because you're not trying to learn from other people. You're not trying to grow and develop based off of the teachings of other people. The next lesson that I'm learning is to not be embarrassed to get help. And I mean this in a physical and a emotional point of view. If you have a backache, if you have a toothache, whatever it is, physically something is not right, stop putting it off. Stop putting it off. Get help. Seek medical help. Go and get tested for whatever. I mean, for myself, I'm really cognizant of any little ailment that I might have, because I have high blood pressure in the family. We have diabetes, we have arthritis, there's scoliosis in the family, which I've been diagnosed with. And if I didn't heed to that back pain, my curve would have potentially continued growing, because I wouldn't have sought out the medical help that I needed. We have so many other ailments in the family, and from a physical point of view, if you don't get help, you're shooting yourself in the foot. From a emotional point of view, if you genuinely aren't okay, don't be embarrassed to make that appointment with a therapist or with a counselor at church or whatever it might be. Don't be afraid to seek help. Don't be embarrassed to get help, because the long-term effects are so much better if you get to the root cause of whatever physical or emotional or mental ailment you're dealing with now. In the long run, it won't come and creep up into certain things. There's this saying that a lot of psychologists say that, childhood traumas have a way of resurfacing in your relationships and stuff. So if you know that you didn't have the best upbringing, where maybe your parents weren't present, or you guys grew up in a very poverty-stricken environment, or it was a child-headed household, or whatever it might be, or something drastic happened within your childhood, and you don't deal with it when you actually can, it's going to creep up in certain areas of your life. You might find yourself seeking validation in men or women or sugar daddies or cougars, or seeking validation from people at work when it's really they're not getting paid to validate you, and all of that stuff. And then that starts crippling into other areas of your life. So don't be embarrassed to get help. If you know that something is wrong, or even if you don't know that anything is wrong, just go and speak to someone. Perhaps they'll highlight something that you didn't realize was deeper than what it actually is. If you don't feel like anything is wrong physically, just go for your general checkups every year. And I think I've actually mentioned this in a video before, but go for your general checkups every year. You don't know, maybe there's something in there that you might feel fine, but the second you start feeling that you're sick, it's already stage 4 cancer. I rebuke that, and God forbid, in Jesus' name, we're not gonna have that. But if you don't start taking care of those things and looking out for those things and seeking help now, as young as we are, then you are setting yourself up for a very difficult life when you reach your 40s, 50s, 60s, when your body isn't functioning as it is now. So if you can start identifying some of those issues now, physically, mentally, emotionally, then you're able to deal with them now, rather than finding yourself 30 years down the line in trouble. The next lesson that I'm learning: love your people today. Guys, life is so short. We're losing people every day. Give your people their flowers now. Give your grandmother that phone call now. Give your mom, your dad that hug now. Give your sibling that hug now. Give your friends that hug now. Because you get to a funeral and people are like, I should have done this with her. I said I was going to do this with him. I said we were going to do this. I wish we had time to do this. Do it now. If you have the resources, love them now. And that's why my examples weren't expensive. Give them that phone call, give them that hug. Sit in front of the TV and watch a movie with them now. Take a walk with them now. Call your parents now, because life is, guys, you blink. You blink. If you're mad at someone, get on the phone with them now. Because you don't know. When you say goodbye to someone, you're not guaranteed that you're going to see them again. When you say goodnight to someone, you're not guaranteed that you're going to see them tomorrow. So love your people now. Give them their flowers now. They deserve it now. Not on their funeral day where you're giving them flowers then. It's late. They're not going to see them. Give them their flowers now. Love your people now. The second last lesson that I want to teach you guys, or want to share with you guys, that I'm learning, is to plan for the future, but be in the moment. I'm a very ambitious person, and you guys know this. I'm always pushing for the next thing, always pushing for the next promotion, the next gig, the next this, the next that. But I'm also now learning to be in the moment. And it goes back to my previous point about how life literally just withers away in front of you. And if you're so focused on the future, you miss out on being present now. You miss out on the birthday parties. You miss out on the weddings, the celebrations, the date nights, and all of that. Yes, be that power hungry, ambitious corporate babe. I'm saying that because I'm in those shoes, right? So plan for the future, strive for things for the future, and set up your life for the future, but also be in the moment, because you don't want to find yourself looking back, having missed out on so much because you were just grinding for the next best thing. So continue grinding, yes, but do things in moderation. Also live in the moment. The last lesson, and I know I said there are important lessons that I've told you. This one, yeah, and it's very short. You're not late. You can't be late for your own life. Just because somebody else's life, and I've mentioned that God has authored our stories differently, you can't be late for your own life. That promotion is not late. That degree is not late. That job is not late. That car, that house, that business, that marriage, that, I guess, relationship, if you don't believe in marriage, that child, whatever, it's not late. You can't be late for your own life. It's your life. What do you mean you're late? Just because somebody got something 2, 3, 4 years before you doesn't mean that you are behind in life. You are not late. You're not. You're on time because it's your life, it's your journey, it's your experience. You are right on time. You're not late. So with that, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope these lessons are lessons that can be insightful and fruitful within your life as well. And if there are certain lessons that you found that stuck out for you, please do put them in the comment section. I would like to hear what definitely resonated with you and what you have learned or picked up from this video that you may not have necessarily thought of, or that you did think of, but you needed someone to say it, sometimes you know something, but you need someone to say it out loud. You know what I mean? So if there is a lesson that resonated with you, or a lesson that you'll be taking, definitely leave it in the comment section. I'd love to hear about each and every one of your guys' experiences and what you guys thought about this video. With that, with so much love and so much light from me to you, have an amazing rest of the day. Stay safe. God bless. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, share. Let's keep sharing so we can keep the family growing. We are on 4,000 and something subscribers at this point in time. Let's keep this family growing so that the impact can continue to reach all the different spheres, areas, spaces of this world, especially as young people. I do think the community needs to continue to grow so we can help each other, hold each other's hands, learn from each other, and so forth. So comment, like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.